We had a discussion just earlier on with our guest, Andrew Ferris, about how we've seen $1 billion exiting Thailand this year. Your thoughts on that? Are you concerned?
If you look at since the beginning of the year, actually the foreign inflow is still in surplus. At the moment, it's roughly still something like 400 million US dollar that's still flowing into the country. During the year, there has been a period that money come in and go off, especially after we got the new elected government and after the MSCI rebalance of the weight in the Thailand country. We see a lot of inflow during that period. However, after there is a conflict externally between the US and China, we start to see the money outflow from the country. However, what we are still quite comfortable with would be that at the moment the Thai market has been very deep and has been very broad in the fact that we have so many big companies in the exchange, and also the liquidity is very high. At the moment, on average, daily trading value each day is 1.7 billion US dollar. So you can see that this help absorbing the foreign flow from the country. We have other type of investor in the country, the local retail and the local institution. So actually balancing each other out.
It doesn't change the fact, though, that Thailand remains an emerging market. It could be dragged along with other emerging markets when it is risk off. How confident are you?
Interestingly, when you mentioned that Thailand is an emerging country and emerging market, however, when you look at the way that investor using Thai market, it becomes clear that now investors deem Thailand as one of the safe haven market, in that when there is a uncertainty or volatility, money flow into buy the fixed income product in Thailand. However, you might see the outflow from the equity market, but this thing is quite interesting and intriguing in that now Thai market become more mature, even though people are still looking at it as an emerging country.
How closely are you looking at the yuan? Is the yuan a threat to the Thai baht, and how's that impacting sentiment here?
I think in the effect of yuan depreciation has both pro and con to the Thai economy. On the con, certainly is a competitiveness of the Thai product that will be reduced. However, when the yuan is cheap, it's easier for Thai people to be able to start to import the capital goods and things from China to invest in more of the exporting product and infrastructure project in the country, which in the next few years we're going to have to do a lot of investment in that part. So I would say that certainly there is a pro and con on that. However, I would say that in the longer term, certainly things will be clearing.
Kun Pakorn, Thailand has been a hot IPO market. Can you maintain the interest in Thailand given volatility?
Good question. When you look at last year, the same thing happened. And during the last year, you will see that IPO market in Thailand is still very active. We have roughly 2.6 billion US dollar IPO last year, the largest size in the Southeast Asia. And during the past 5 years, Thai market has the largest amount of IPO in ASEAN. And this year, when you look at the pipeline that we have, we expect to see many new, interesting and big IPO into the market from many sectors, not just one sector, from the consumer product, from the privatization, from the oil industry, energy industry, and from the real estate industry. So you can see the diversification of the product that we will have in the country in the near future. This doesn't include the infrastructure project yet.
How many and how big? Quantify that for us.
I would say that when you look at the size of the IPO in Thailand, it actually depends on the combination of the small deal and big deal. And this year alone, you might notice a few big deals that coming into the pipeline, and that would be the size of roughly 2 billion US dollar per deal. So that's for a few deals. So I would say that it would be an interesting year this year and next year.
The SEC has been trying to attract foreign companies to list here in Thailand. Realistically, when will we see the first one, and how's the interest so far?
Actually, there are foreign listing in Thailand already, but not in the stock, but in like something like REIT, something like property fund, and something like the depository receipt. And the source of those projects are from many countries, from ASEAN, from UK, and one would be come from the Vietnam. So you can see that it's already happening. However, what we are trying to do is more than just listing. We are trying to linking or connecting all these market or all these country together so that Thailand would become part of the region. For example, we have this depository receipt product that selling the Vietnamese equity product as an ETF in Thailand. And you can see that there is a linkage between the liquidity from Thailand to Vietnamese market. Roughly 60% of the liquidity in that ETF come from Thailand. So you can see that not only that we just want to have the IPO in Thailand from other country, we want to have a linkage between Thai economy and other country economy. And that certainly will feed back the liquidity and certainly the attractiveness of Thai market as a funding center.
Kun Pakorn, your take on the stock market rally. I mean, some say that we're close to the end and some are questioning how far low yields can continue to support the stock rally. Your take on that?
I would say that one of the issues that create this kind of uncertainty would be all these conflict, all these disagreement, all these political issue. Because when you look at the economy of the world actually has been doing quite okay. We haven't seen this kind of rally in the growth of the economy for so long. And when you are looking at country, especially the high growth potential country like in Asia, in ASEAN or in China, this economy actually are doing quite okay. So in my opinion, if we can have a clear solution on all this conflict, on the trade, on and other politics thing, economic would rule, in my opinion.
What's driving sentiment in the stock market? The PBOC, the Fed, or Trump?
I think you know that.